Hare Krishna, Shubham Prabhu, Tandar Pranam, Jai Shila Prabhupada, Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Namjas Prabhupada.
We'll wait someone to chant for us.
Yes, Prabhu, I can read. Should I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, you can also read, Haribol.
Background is okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Srivedanamanobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sannopakadamayam Datati Suvadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapatakamalam Sri Guru Namaste Sri Rupam Sadhyajatam Sahana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadhaitam Gavadutam Bhajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Sakhanvitanse He Krishna Dena Sindhu Dinavando Jagatpate Gopis Gopika Ganta Radha Ganta Namostute Sapta Kanjan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Krishnavanute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayo Uttanam Bhavebhyo Vastavebhyo Namo Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurani Vacharine Nirvishita Sanyadi Paschat Desatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Dharam Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Namaste Praya Sarvatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Samana Kirtana Harityandastoya Bhadram Vidranoti Surisatam Yes, Kanva Nastbrayesu Bhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistake. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the person of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the person of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. O Hare Krishna, Praveen Prabhu Tandar Pram Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, what's up, my humble obeisance, just all goes to Sri Prabhupada. So how are you doing?
Pretty good, Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna,
Very nice
Praveen
to see you
Prabhu,
back.
Dandavat Pranam. Jai Shri
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, Shubham Prabhu, Hare Krishna, yes, Sri Prabhupada.
Hope
So,
you're
Prabhu, I have seen you after many days.
Sorry, bro,
Yes,
can you please
we were
say
missing
that
you.
again?
I have
Yeah,
seen you after many days.
yes, Prabhu, I was in Singapore in this month, okay, for some time, for some weeks. Okay, I'm back to India now.
Oh, Prabhu was in Goloka and now Prabhu is in
Hare Krishna, Prabhu,
Vaikuntha.
Krishna, Namo, Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Bhakti
Krishna.
Bhutandar Pram Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Oh, Praveen Prabhu, you came back from Samadhi.
Prabhu, your voice is too low.
Okay, let me do this.
No, I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
you.
now?
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes,
Oh,
it's louder
I
now.
said,
It is louder now.
you came back to Samadhi land, from Samadhi
Uh,
land. Where are pictures,
Can
Prabhu?
you please say that again?
Where are the pictures, Prabhu? Photos,
In fact,
videos.
I have all those, but I can share with you. Okay, sorry. In fact, I was totally occupied when I was in Singapore. Okay, with all those services. Okay, I was not even let alone. Okay, I was doing all the services. Okay, there were so many services, Prabhu. In fact, see, when we spend all the time, all our life in Singapore or any temple like that, you will not get any even a single moment to talk to other devotees, except the
Oh,
devotees in the temple.
oh, yes, yes, Prabhu. And you must thoroughly, Prabhu, you must tell me actually what happens like in the Ratha Yatra, Prabhu, you know.
In fact, see,
Because I was also,
The Radha Yatra was grand success, Prabhu. Okay, it was a grand success. So we gathered in a stadium at about 4 p.m. In Singapore time. And there were thousands of people attending the Radha Yatra. I think maybe 15,000, more than 15,000 devotees attending it.
people too.
Yes, yes.
Yo, that's a lot.
And even though it was raining on that day, but we could see a lot of people attending Radha Yatra. Even the government officials, I think, I'm not sure whether he is the Prime Minister of Singapore or President of Singapore. He attended the Radha Yatra as well. So His
Oh,
Grace
yes, yes,
Sundar
Prabhu.
Prabhu addressed him. There were other officials as well attending the Radha Yatra. Okay,
Hmm.
we were part of the we were part of a lot of services as well, like book distribution, collecting donations, distributing prasadam. Okay, during the procession.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
Prabhu. Hmm. See,
and
sounds interesting.
Prahlad Prabhu was totally involved in performing the kirtana. Okay,
Oh, yes, yes.
throughout the program. In fact, it was a, I think it was a stadium for running. Okay, it was a running stadium, athletic stadium. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I think,
so
yeah, last time they did it there again.
no. Last time it was totally different stadium. Okay, now it was
Oh,
totally different one.
okay.
Uh,
And Prabhu, I was not aware that they give each and every devotee like prasadam. Oh, is it, do they sell? But I don't think they sell.
yes. They did sell. They did sell prasadam like pani puri, ice creams, pizza, burgers, and even soft drinks as well.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. And everything
Momos.
is offered, right?
Momo. Everything was offered. Everything was offered. Along with it, there was some food prasadam as well for those who wanted to have rice, dal, not chapati. In fact, there is something called which is famous in China. I think something noodles. There is a different name as well. I'm not sure whether what it is. Something it's called maihun or something. I don't remember it
Oh, yes.
exactly. Okay, it
And Prabhu,
is.
like, how do you like ice cream, Prabhu? How do they offer ice cream?
See, everything is offered mentally, Prabhu. Okay, not everything is offered bit before the deities. Okay, sometimes you
Oh,
have to offer it mentally to Krishna.
oh, yes, yes, Prabhu.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yes, yes, Prabhu.
that was in fact I felt really happy to be in Singapore, meeting all the devotees, particularly Sundar Gopal Prabhu, Prahlad Prabhu, Nimai Nitai Prabhu, Tatvit Prabhu, Subala Prabhu. There are so many devotees as well. I have met everyone. Okay, I'm so happy, and I am going to visit Singapore every now and then regularly and meet them because I have got the visa validity for about 2 years.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, yes, Prabhu.
it was a surprise to everyone because not everyone gets the receive for 2 years with 2 years validity.
Oh, yes, yes, Prabhu.
I
Hmm.
am not sure. I'm
Hmm.
not sure why Krishna granted me with that particular blessing of 2 years validity. Maybe he wants me to visit Singapore and visit the devotees
No,
every now and
yes,
then.
yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. That's that, Prabhu. But Prabhu, isn't it expensive to go there?
Not that expensive because in fact when I visited Singapore, the flight fare was around 25,000 rupees, Indian
Ru-
rupees. Okay,
So
and
meaning,
it
oh yes,
25 rupees means around 300 Singapore dollars.
oh yes, yes,
300 Singapore dollars. In fact, the same question was raised by His Grace Nimanitai Prabhu as well. Okay, so he said that it's not that costly when compared to the travel fare from Canada to Singapore. Okay,
oh yes, yes,
and
Prabhu.
that cost was when it was at the peak time. If it is normal, then it comes around 15,000 rupees, mostly $200,
Yes, yes,
200
Prabhu.
Singapore
Hmm.
dollars. So it's not that expensive. I can afford it, no problem.
Oh, yes, yes, Prabhu.
So to and fro journey would be around 30,000 Indian rupees, meaning 400 Singapore dollars, 400 or 500 Singapore dollars.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, Prabhu, what I want to understand, I saw in the calendar that it's like there's Ratha Yatra and then there's the return. What's happening? Like, is it like a map out, like they are going somewhere and then they're gonna come back? Like, what's happening? Because I see as if Ratha Yatra, it's not just one day. It seems as if,
No, that
I don't
is
know.
see that is diligently followed in Puri. Okay. See, in
Yes,
fact, the people in Puri will explain that in detail. Okay, but see, in fact, the deities, I mean, the god travels from the main temple to some other place. It is called, I forgot that name. Uh, okay, and that's there is a place in Puri. Okay, and the Lord along with Balram and Subhadra stays there for about a week, and after a week comes back to the original temple.
that's
That
what the
is
return.
followed in Puri because there is no such facilities available in other temples like Singapore or maybe Kolkata or Mayapur or Mumbai. Okay, so that is particularly specific to the Puri location.
Puri. Oh, yeah, Prabhu. Actually, the Puri, like, it's like they worship, like, specifically Lord Jagannath, ne? Besides the form of Lord Krishna.
Exactly. Puri,
Oh,
in
yes,
fact,
yes.
in fact, they will protest against the government as well if there is any violation against Lord Jagannath. Yeah, they are so fond of Lord Jagannatha, okay, that they cannot spare a single person, including the government officials. Okay,
Yes, yes,
so
Prabhu.
that is the place of purity, love, affection towards Lord Jagannatha.
Oh, yes, yes,
That
Prabhu.
that is the
So,
that is the
actually,
reason why it is recommended for everyone to visit Puri and gain that affection towards the Lord.
oh, yes, yes, Prabhu. So, I just wanted to understand one thing, Prabhu. Because I
Mm.
saw it's like Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, and Subhadra, Lord Subhadra. They're actually, it's like Lord Krishna, I forgot, and Balaram, I think,
No,
right?
what is your question?
So I want to understand, like, how did it happen? Like, it's like they have like the mask face.
That is enlarged face. Okay, there is story as well. I will get back to you maybe tomorrow, Prabhu. It is a long story, and maybe we can spend one session on that story.
Oh yes, yes, Prabhu. Yeah, we may even discuss and read about it. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, bro. Okay. but that is the place of love, Prabhu. Puri, particularly Puri, is the love
Oh, yes, yes,
place
Prabhu.
of love, affection. You know,
Yes, yes,
that is
Prabhu.
you have to visit Puri one day, Prabhu. Please,
Yeah, yeah,
please
yeah.
make all those
Definitely.
arrangements. Okay, don't miss it.
Yes, yes. Prabhu, is Puri the one where someone goes on top every day and puts a flag on top the
Yes,
Jagannath temple?
yes, yes. It is the exact
Oh,
same
yes.
place.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hmm.
Understood, Prabhu. Haribo.
Very good.
So, Prabhu, you can also watch a video link I will send you where there is all the story explained about Jagannath.
Is it a book or Prabhu? Book or some article?
No, Prabhu, there is a channel who have made the video. You have seen that channel. I mean, like, there are some video you have seen on that channel.
What is the name of the channel?
Prabhu, I think you have seen video of Narad Muni and that snake.
Ah, okay. This okay. I got it. I got it. Yes, I'll find it out. I'll find it out and maybe share with everyone. I remember. Yes, I have seen that video as well on Puri Jagannath.
Once
Wait.
next readers.
Pranjal Prabhu. Praveen Prabhu, not Pranjal Prabhu.
Hmm.
I think you should read Prabhu. We need to hear your transcendental voice.
Okay. So this is fifth canto, maybe chapter 1. Is it chapter 1? Chapter 5. Okay. Fifth canto, chapter 5, text 14. कर्माशयं हृदय ग्रन्थिबन्धम् अविद्यया साधितम् अपर्मत्तम् अप्रमत्तः अनेन योगेन यथोपदेशं सम्यग् व्यपोह्योपरमेत रमेत योगात्. Synonyms: karma, ashayam, the desire for fruitive activities; hridaya granthi, the knot in the heart; bandham, bondage; avidyaya, because of ignorance; asaditam, brought about; apramattaha, not being covered by ignorance or illusion, very careful; anena, by this; yogena, practice of yoga; yatha, upadesham, as advised; samyak, completely; vyapohya, becoming free from; uparameta, one should desist; yogat, from the practice of yoga, the means of liberation. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: as I have advised you, my dear sons, you should act accordingly. Be very careful. By these means, you will be freed from the ignorance of the desire for fruitive activity, and the knot of bondage in the heart will be completely severed. For further advancement, you should also give up the means. That is, you should not become attached to the process of liberation itself. Purport: the process of liberation is Brahma Jignasa, the search for the absolute truth. Generally, Brahma Jignasa is called Neti Neti, the process by which one analyzes existence to search out the absolute truth. This method continues as long as one is not situated in his spiritual life. Spiritual life is Brahma Bhuta, the self-realized state. In the words of Bhagavad Gita 18:54, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakangshati Samah Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labhate Param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. The idea is to enter into the Parabhakti, the trance of Supreme Lord. To attain this, one must analyze one's existence. But when one is actually engaged in devotional service, he should not bother seeking out knowledge. By simply engaging in devotional service undeviatingly, one will always remain in the liberated condition. Mamchayo vyabhichareena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samititaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Bhagavad Gita 14:26. The unflinching execution of devotional service is in itself Brahma Bhuta. Another important feature in this connection is anena yogena yathopadesham. The instructions received from the spiritual master must be followed immediately. One should not deviate from or surpass the instructions of the spiritual master. One should not be simply intent on consulting books, but should simultaneously execute the spiritual master's order, yathopadesham. Mystic power should be achieved to enable one to give up the material conception. But when one actually engages in devotional service, one does not need to practice the mystic yoga system. The point is that one can give up the practice of yoga, but devotional service cannot be given up. As stated in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1:7-10, Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Api Urukrame Kurvanti Aheitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Even those who are liberated, Atma Rama, must always engage in devotional service. One may give up the practice of yoga when one is self-realized, but at no stage can one give up devotional service. All other activities for self-realization, including yoga and philosophical speculation, may be given up. But devotional service must be retained at all times. Text 15. Putramscha Shishyamscha Nrupo Gururva Malloka Kamo Mad Anugrahartaham Itham Vimanyur Anushishyad Ajnanat Atagnanan Na Yojeta Karmasu Karmamudhan Kam Yojayan Manujortham Ratham Labheta Nipatayan Nashta Drisham Hi Gate. Synonyms: Putran, the sons, Cha, and Shishyan, the disciples, Cha, and Nripaha, the king, Guruhu, the spiritual master, Va, or Mat Loka Kamaha, desiring to go to my abode. Mat Anugraha Arthaha, thinking that to achieve my mercy is the aim of life. Itham, in this manner, Vimanyuhu, free from anger, Anushishyat, should instruct, Atat Jnan, bereft of spiritual knowledge, Na, not Yojayet, should engage, Karmasu, in fruitive activities, Karma Mudhan, simply engaged in pious or impious activities, Kam, what, Yojayan, engaging, Manujaha, a man, Artham, benefit, Labheta, can achieve, Nipatayan, causing to fall, Nashta Drisham, one who is already bereft of his transcendental sight. He, indeed, Gatte, in the whole. Translation: if one is serious about going back home, back to Godhead, he must consider the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the summum bonum and chief aim of life. If he is a father instructing his sons, a spiritual master instructing his disciples, or a king instructing his citizens, he must instruct them as I have advised. Without being angry, he should consider giving instructions. Without being angry, he should consider instructions, even if his disciple, son, or citizen is sometimes unable to follow his order. Ignorant people who engage in pious and impious activities should be engaged in devotional service by all means. They should always avoid fruitive activity. If one puts into the bondage of karmic activity his disciple, son, or citizen who is bereft of transcendental vision, how will one profit? It is like leading a blind man to a dark well and causing him to fall in. Purport. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 3:26, Na buddhihi bhedam janayed ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yuktah samacharan. Let not the wise disrupt the minds of the ignorant who are attached to fruitive activities, fruitive action. They should be encouraged not to refrain from it, but to work in the spirit of devotion. Can you please go back to translation, Prabhu? This is the second part of this translation. They should always avoid fruitive activity. If one puts into the bondage of karmic activity his disciple, son, or citizen who is bereft of transcendental vision, how will one profit? It is like leading. Without being angry, he should continue giving instructions even if his disciple, son, or citizen is sometimes unable to follow his order. Ignorant people who engage in pious and impious activities should be engaged in devotional service by all means. They should always avoid fruitive action. Okay. Okay. Text 16. Lokah swayam shreyasi nashtadrishtir yorthan samiheta nikama kamaham anyonya vairah sukhalesha hetur anta dukkham ananta dukkham chana veda mudaha. Synonyms: Lokaha, people; Swayam, personally; Shreyasi, of the path of auspiciousness; Nashta, Drishtihi, who have lost sight; Yaha, who; Arthan, things meant for sense gratification; Samiheta, desire; Nikama, Kamaha, having too many lusty desires for sense enjoyment; Anyonya, Vairaha, being envious of one another; Sukha, Lesha, Hetoh, simply for temporary material happiness; Ananta Dukkham, unlimited sufferings; Cha, also; Na, do not; Veda, no; Mudaha, foolish. Translation. Due to ignorance, the materialistic person does not know anything about his real self-interest, the auspicious path in life. He is simply bound to material enjoyment by lusty desires, and all his plans are made for this purpose. For temporary sense gratification, such a person creates a society of envy, and due to this mentality, he plunges into the ocean of suffering. Such a foolish person does not even know about this. Purport. The word Nashtadrishtihi, meaning one who has no eyes to see the future, is very significant in this world. Life goes on from one body to another, and the activities performed in this life are enjoyed or suffered in the next life, if not later in this life. One who is unintelligent, who has no eyes to see the future, simply creates enmity and fights with others for sense gratification. As a result, one suffers in the next life. But due to being like a blind man, he continues to act in such a way that he suffers unlimitedly. Such a person is a mudha, one who simply wastes his time to such a person is a mudha, one who simply wastes his time and does not understand the Lord's devotional service. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7:25, Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritaham mudhoyam nabhijanati lokamam ajam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my eternal creative potency, yoga maya. And so the deluded world knows me not, who am unborn and infallible. In the Katha Upanishad, it is also said, Avidyayam antare vartamanaham swayam dhiraham panditam manyamanaham. Although ignorant, people still go to other blind men for leadership. As a result, both are subject to miserable conditions. The blind lead the blind into the ditch. Text 17. Kastam swayam tad abhigno vipaschid avidyayam antare vartamanam drishtva punastam sagrihanah kubuddhim प्रयोजयेद् उत्पगम yathandham. Synonyms. Kaha, who is that person? Tam, him, swayam, personally. Tat, abhignaha, knowing, spiritual knowledge. Vipaschit, a learned scholar. Avidyayam antare, in ignorance. Vartamanam, existing. Drishtva, seeing. Punaha, again. Tam, him. Sagrihnat, very merciful. Kubuddhim, who is addicted to the path of samsara. Prayojayet, would engage. Utpatha gam, who is proceeding on the wrong path. Yatha, like andham, a blind man. Translation. If someone is ignorant and addicted to the path of samsara, how can one who is actually learned, merciful, and advanced in spiritual knowledge engage him in fruitive activity and thus further entangle him in material existence? If a blind man is walking down the wrong path, how can a gentleman allow him to continue on his way to danger? How can he approve this method? No wise or kind man can allow this. Text 18. Guru nasa syat swajano nasa syat pitana sa syaj jnanani janani na sa syat daivam na tat syan na patis cha sa syan na mochayed yah samupeta mrityum. Synonyms. Guru, a spiritual master. Not saha, he. Syat, should become. Swajanaha, a relative. Not saha, such a person. Syat, should become. Pita, father. Not saha, Pita, a father. Not saha, he. Syat, should become. Janani, a mother. Not sa, she. Syat, should become. Daivam, the worshipable deity. Not tat, that. Syat, should become. Not patihi, a husband. Cha, also. Saha, he. Syat, should become. Not mochayet, can deliver. Yaha, who. Samupeta mrityum, one who is on the path of repeated birth and death. Translation. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. Purport. There are many spiritual masters, but Rishabhadeva advises that one should not become a spiritual master if he is unable to save his disciple from the path of birth and death. Unless one is a pure devotee of Krishna, he cannot save himself from the path of repeated birth and death. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. One can stop birth and death only by returning home back to Godhead. However, who can go back to Godhead unless he understands the Supreme Lord in truth? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah. We have many instances in history illustrating Rishabhadev's instructions. Sukracharya was rejected by Bali Maharaj due to his inability to save Bali Maharaj from the path of repeated birth and death. Sukracharya was not a pure devotee. He was more or less inclined to fruitive activity, and he objected when Bali Maharaj promised to give everything to Lord Vishnu. Actually, one is supposed to give everything to the Lord because everything belongs to the Lord. Consequently, the Supreme Lord advises in the Bhagavad Gita 9:27, Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat jushoshi, tadashi yat tapasyasi, kaunteya, tat kurushva mad arpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. This is bhakti. Unless one is devoted, he cannot give everything to the Supreme Lord. Unless one can do so, he cannot become a spiritual master, husband, father, or mother. Similarly, the wives of the Brahmanas who were performing sacrifices gave up their relatives just to satisfy Krishna. This is an example of a wife rejecting a husband who cannot deliver her from the impending dangers of birth and death. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj rejected his father, and Bharata Maharaj rejected his mother, Janani na sa syat. The word Daivam indicates a demigod or one who accepts worship from a dependent. Ordinarily, the spiritual master, husband, father, mother, or superior relative accepts worship from an inferior relative. But here, Rishabhadeva forbids this. First, the father, spiritual master, or husband must be able to release the dependent from repeated birth and death. If he cannot do this, he plunges himself into the ocean of reproachment for his unlawful activities. Everyone should be very responsible and take charge of his dependents, just as a spiritual master takes charge of his disciple or a father takes charge of his son. All these responsibilities cannot be discharged honestly unless one can save the dependent from repeated birth and death. Text 19. Idam Shairam Mama Durvibhyabhyam Sattam Hime Hridayam Yatra Dharmaha Prishte Kuto Me Yad Adharma Arad Ato Hi Mam Rishabham Prahur Aryaham. Synonyms. Idam, this Shariram, transcendental body, Sachidananda Vigraha Mama. Idam, this Shariram, transcendent body, Sachidananda Vigraha, Mama, my, Durvibhavyam, inconceivable, Sattam, with no tinge of the material modes of nature, he indeed may, my, Hridayam, heart, Yatra, wherein Dharmaha, the real platform of religion, Bhakti Yoga, Prishte, on the back. Sorry. Yatra, wherein Dharma, the real platform of religion, Bhakti Yoga, Prishte, on the back, Krataha, made, may, by me, Yat, because, Adharma, irreligion, Arat, far away, Ataha, therefore, he, indeed, Mam, may, Rishabham, the best of the living beings, Prahu, call Aryah, those who are advanced in spiritual life, or the respectable superiors. Translation: my transcendental body, Sachidananda Vigraha, looks exactly like a human form, but it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on a body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual, and I always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotional service, which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abandoned irreligion, adharma, and non-devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as Rishabhadeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities. Purport. In this verse, the words Idam Shariram Mama Durbibhyabhyam Durbib Durbibhavyam are very significant. Generally, we experience two energies, material energy and spiritual energy. We have some experience of the material energy, earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. Because in the material world, Swami Prabhu, because in the material world, everyone's body is composed of these elements. Within the material world is a spirit soul, but we cannot see it with the material eyes. When we see a body full of spiritual energy, it is very difficult for us to understand how the spiritual energy can have a body. It is said that Lord Rishabhadeva's body is completely spiritual. Therefore, for a materialistic person, it is very difficult to understand. For a materialistic person, the completely spiritual body is inconceivable. We have to accept the version of the Vedas where when our experimental perception cannot understand a subject. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Paramah Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. The Supreme Lord has a body with form, but that body is not composed of material elements. It is made of spiritual. It is made of spiritual bliss, eternity, and living force. By the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord can appear before us in his original spiritual body. But because we have no experience of the spiritual body, we are sometimes bewildered and see the form of the Lord as material. The Mayavadi philosophers are completely unable to conceive of a spiritual body. They say that the spirit is always impersonal, and whenever they see something personal, they take it for granted that it is material. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:11, it is said, अवजानन्ति मां मूढा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं परं भावम् अजानन्तो प्रभु स्वामी प्रभु मम भूतमहेश्वरम्. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my superior dominion over all that be. Unintelligent people think that the Supreme Lord composed accepts a body composed of the material energy. We can easily understand the material body, but we cannot understand the spiritual body. Therefore, Rishabhadeva says, Idam Shariram Mama Durvibhavyam. In the spiritual world, everyone has a spiritual body. There is no conception of material existence there. In the spiritual world, there is only service and the receiving of service. There is only seva, and sevaka. The person served, the process of service, and the servant. These three items are completely spiritual, and therefore the spiritual world is called absolute. There is no tinge of material contamination there. Being completely transcendental to the material conception, Lord Rishabhadeva states that his heart is composed of dharma. Dharma is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 1866. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. In the spiritual world, every living entity is surrendered to the Supreme Lord and is completely on the spiritual platform. Although there are servitors, the served and service, all are spiritual and variegated. At the present moment, due to our material conception, everything is dirvibhavya, inconceivable. Being the supreme, the Lord is called Rishabha, the best. In terms of the Vedic language, Nityo Nityanam, we are also spiritual, but we are subordinate. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the foremost living entity. The word Rishabha means the chief or the supreme and indicates the supreme being or God himself. Text 20. Tasmad bhavanto hridayena jataha sarve mahiyamsam anum sanabham akilashta buddhya bharatam bhajadhavam sushrushanam tad bharanam prajanam. Synonyms: tasmat, therefore, because I am the supreme. Bhavantaha, you. Hridayena, from my heart. Jataha, born. Sarve, all. Mahiyamsam, the best. Amum, that. Sa nabham, with your intelligence, without material contamination. Bharatam, Bharata maybe. Bharata, Bhajadvam, just try to serve. Sushrushanam, service. Tat, that. Bharanam, Prajanam, ruling over the citizens. Translation: my dear boys, you are all born of my heart, which is the seat of all spiritual qualities. Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious men. You should accept your eldest brother, Bharata, who is exalted in devotional service. If you engage yourselves in Bharata's service, your service to him will include my service and you will rule the citizens automatically. Purport: in this verse, the word Hridaya indicates the heart, which is also called Uraha, the chest. The heart is situated within the chest, and although instrumentally the son is born with the aid of the genitals, he is actually born from within the heart. According to the heart situation, the semen takes the form of a body. Therefore, according to the Vedic system, when one begets a child, his heart should be purified through the ritualistic ceremony known as Garbhadana. Rishabdev's heart was always uncontaminated and spiritual. Consequently, all the sons born from the heart of Rishabdev were spiritually inclined. Nonetheless, Rishabdev suggested that his eldest son was superior, and he advised the others to serve him. All the brothers of Bharata Maharaj were advised by Rishabdev to adhere to Bharata's service. The question may be asked why one should be attached to family members, for in the beginning it was advised that one should not be attached to home and family. However, it is also advised Mahiyam Sam Pada Rajobhisheka. One has to serve the Mahiyan, one who is very spiritually advanced. Mahatsevyam dvaram ahur vimukteham. By serving the Mahat, the exalted devotee, one's path for liberation is open. The family of Rishabdev should not be compared to an ordinary materialistic family. Bharata Maharaj, Rishabdev's eldest son, was specifically very exalted. For this reason, the other sons were advised to serve him for his pleasure. That was to be their duty. The Supreme Lord was advising Bharata Maharaj to be the chief ruler of the planet. This is the real planet of the Supreme Lord. in the battle of Kurukshetra, we find that Lord Krishna wanted Maharaj Yudhishthira to be the superior emperor of this planet. He never wanted Duryodhana to take the post. As stated in the previous verse, Lord Rishabhadev's heart is Hridayam Yatra Dharmaha. The characteristic dharma is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To protect dharma, paritranaya sadhuna. The Lord always wants the ruler of the earth to be a devotee. Then everything goes on nicely for the benefit of everyone. As soon as the demon rules the earth, everything becomes chaotic. At the present moment, the world is inclined toward the democratic process, but the people in general are all contaminated by the modes of passion and ignorance. Consequently, they cannot select the right person to head the government. The president is selected by the votes of ignorant Sudras. Therefore, another Sudra is elected, and immediately the entire government becomes polluted. If people strictly followed the principles of the Bhagavad Gita, they would elect a person who is the Lord's devotee. Then automatically there would be good government. Rishabhadev therefore recommended Bharata Maharaj as the emperor, of this planet. Serving a devotee means serving the Supreme Lord. For a devotee always represents the Lord. When a devotee is in charge, that government is always congenial and beneficial for everyone. Text 21-22. Bhuteshu virubdhya uddutama ye सरीसृपास तेषु सबोध निष्ठाः ततो मनुष्याः प्रमतास ततोपि गंधर्वसिद्धा विबुद्धानुगा ये देवासुरेभ्यो मघवत् प्रधाना तक्षादयो ब्रह्मसुतास्तु तेषां भवतः परः सोऽथ विरिञ्च वीर्यः समत्परोऽहं द्विज देवः. Synonyms: Bhuteshu, among things generated with and without symptoms of life. Virudbhyam, virudbhyah, than the plants, udbhutamaha, far superior, ye, those who, sarishripaha, moving entities like worms and snakes, teshu, of them, sabodha, nishtaha, those who have developed intelligence, tataha, than them, manushyaha, the human beings, pramattaha, the ghostly spirits, tataha api, better than them, gandharva, the inhabitants of Gandharvaloka, appointed singers in the planets of the demigods, Siddhaha, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, who have all mystic powers, Vibuddha Anugaha, the Kinnaras, ye, those who, Deva, the demigods, Asurebhyaha, than the Asuras, Bhagavat Pradhanaha, headed by Indra, Daksha Adayaha, beginning with Daksha, Brahma Sutaha, the direct sons of Brahma, two, then Tesham, of them, Bhavaha, Lord Shiva, Paraha, the best, Saha, he, Lord Shiva, Atha, moreover, Virincha Viryaha, producing from Lord Brahma, Saha, he, Brahma. Mat Paraha, my devotees. Aham, I, Dvija, Deva, Devaha, a worshipper of the Brahmanas or the Lord of the Brahmanas. Translation of the two energies manifest, spiritual and dull matter. Beings possessing living force, vegetables, grass, trees, and plants are superior to dull matter, stone, earth, etc. Superior to non-living plants and vegetables are worms and snakes, which can move. Superior to worms and snakes are animals that have developed intelligence. Superior to animals are human beings, and superior to human beings are ghosts, because they have no material bodies. Superior to ghosts are the Gandharvas, and superior to them are the Siddhas. Superior to the Siddhas are the Kinnaras, and the superior to them are the Asuras. Superior to the Asuras are the demigods, and of the demigods Indra and the king of heaven, and of the demigods Indra, the king of heaven, is supreme. Superior to Indra are the direct sons of Lord Brahma, sons like King Daksha, and supreme among Brahma's sons is Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahma is considered superior, but Brahma is also subordinate to me, the supreme personality of Godhead. Because I am inclined to the Brahmanas are best of all.
Prabhu, Semi Prabhu, sorry Prabhu, Semi Prabhu. I don't know
Yes,
if you can
Prabhu.
hear me.
Prabhu.
Can you
Yes,
please,
Prabhu.
make I just want to take the screenshot, the translation visible. Oh, not too. Wait. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. You can continue. Sorry,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Prabhu.
Purport. In this verse, the Brahmanas are given a position superior to that of the Supreme Lord. The idea is that the government should be conducted under the guidance of the Brahmanas. Although Rishabhadeva recommended his eldest son Bharata as emperor of the earth, he still had to follow the instructions of the Brahmanas in order to govern the world perfectly. The Lord is worshipped as Brahmanya Deva. The Lord is very fond of devotees or Brahmanas. This does not refer to so-called caste Brahmanas, but to qualified Brahmanas. A Brahmana should be a devotee, maybe. Yeah, a Brahmana should be qualified with the 8 qualities mentioned in text 24, such as Sama, Dama, Satya, and Tidiksha. The Brahmanas should always be worshipped, and under their guidance, the ruler should discharge his duty and rule the citizens. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali, the executive is not selected by very intelligent people, nor is he guided by qualified Brahmanas. Consequently, chaos results. The mass of people should be educated in Krishna consciousness so that according to the democratic process, they can select a first-class devotee like Bharata Maharaj to head the government. If the devotee of the state is headed by qualified Brahmanas, everything is completely perfect. In this verse, the evolutionary process is indirectly mentioned. The modern theory that life evolves from matter is to some extent supported in this verse because it is stated Bhuteshu Virudbhyaha, that is, the living entities evolve from vegetables, grass, plants, and trees, which are superior to dull matter. In other words, matter also has the potency to manifest living entities in the form of vegetables. In this sense, life comes out of matter, but matter also comes out of life. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 10:8, हम सर्वस्य प्रभो मत्तः सर्वं pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. There are two energies, material and spiritual, and both originally come from Krishna. Krishna is the supreme living being. Although it may be said that in the material world, a living force is generated from matter, it must be admitted that originally matter is generated from the supreme living being. Nityo Nityanams Chetanas Chetananam. The conclusion is that everything, both material and spiritual, is generated from the supreme being. From the evolutionary point of view, perfection is reached when the living entity attains the platform of a Brahmana. A Brahmana is a worshipper of the Supreme Brahman, and the Supreme Brahman worships the Brahmana. In other words, the devotee is subordinate to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is inclined to see to the satisfaction of his devotee. The Brahmana is called Deva, and the Lord is called Deva. He is the Lord of Brahmanas. The evolutionary process is also explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya, chapter 19, wherein it is said that there are two types of living entities, moving and non-moving. Among moving entities, there are birds, beasts, aquatics, human beings, and so on. Of these, the human beings are supposed to be the best, but they are few. Of these small number of human beings, there are many low-class human beings like Nechas, Pulindas, Bauddhas, and Shabaras. The human being elevated enough to accept the Vedic principles is superior. Among those who accept the Vedic principles, generally known as Varnashrama, perfectly known as the Hindu system, few actually follow these principles. Of those who actually follow the Vedic principles, most perform fruitive activity or pious activity for elevation to a high position. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Out of many attached to fruitive activity, one may be a jnani, that is, one philosophically inclined and superior to the karmis. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tatvadaha. Out of many jnanis, one may be liberated from material bondage, and out of many millions of liberated jnanis, one may become a devotee of Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, now we need to go to six Astakam prayers because I'm running out of time.
Okay.
Today we had really nice classic verses that is often
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Rishikesh Prabhu, Tanda
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhu, from tomorrow also, at this time only we'll start.
Maybe, Prabhu. I'll try.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Rishikesh Prabhu, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Who wants to start?
Let's start, Prabhu. चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैर्वचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधू जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदम् अमृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पितान्यमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतदृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमे त्रिशमिहैजेन नरग्रह
तृणादपि सुनिचेन धरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानेन मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि
न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं गवितं वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्त्या हेतुकी त्वयि
ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मामिषमे भवाम्बुधो कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय
नयनं गलदश्रुधारय वदनं गद्गदहृदय गिरपुलगैरिन चित्तं बपुगदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दं विरहिणमे
Asislava parathampiнаस्तु mamadarशनं मरमं हठं करोतु va yata tata va viratulan patomat prananatastu sa eva narpanaha.
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
Oh my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names, but I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind. One should be more tolerant than envy, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself more lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than envy, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want a causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
Oh, in the feeling of separation, I am feeling a moment to be delectable. These are tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. And I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.
Shri Shikshashtakam ki jai, Shri Chaitanya
Yeah,
Mahaprabhu ki jai.
yeah.
Bahu janma kare yadi shravana kirtana tabu tana paye Krishna pade premadhana. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the whole name for many births, he will not get the love of Godhead that is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master or to consider him as an ordinary person.
Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in precedence of the Vedic version.
Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting to be Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as spiritual activities, karma kanda.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees. They are full of compassion for their fallen souls. Vanchakalpatarupyascha
Panchakalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam
Vaishnavabhyo
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koitava Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
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 Panchakalpatarupyascha kripa Patanam pavanebhyo
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Radhe ki
Jai.
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 Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you, Praveen Prabhu, for reading. Really nice to see you back.
Praveen Prabhu,
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes,
hope to see you more, Prabhu.
I didn't get you.
Hope to see you more, Prabhu, in the reading session, maybe online, in the chats.
I didn't still get you.
I hope to see you more. You
Okay,
don't get
okay,
me.
okay. Do you want me to see me? Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Coming
yes.
soon, Prabhu. Coming soon.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Haribo.
Thank you so much.